Hello, I am Trinka Landry Bourne, and for week 4 assignment, I had the opportunity to read the Framework for Assessing Power in Collaborative Governance Processes, an article by Jill Purdy. This presentation will provide an overview with practical examples of what was covered in the article, with much focus being on one of the statements provided by Jill Purdy. In collaborative contexts, the relational and perceptual aspects of power may be as important as the objective ability to command resources. And so really looking at this through the pillar of accountability and how that level of power is dictated often by them self identifying or advancing their self interest and limiting their biases towards those that are a part of the group. And so the individual bringing financial stability, bringing people, technology, supplies, sometimes it's just based around the knowledge and the culture and the capabilities of what is being um, the focus or the area of focus and what is driving that outcome that can really help create that imbalance of power and that command for resources can kind of adjust the perception of what that power looks like. So the article really spoke of three sources of power: authority, resources, and legitimacy. And so when you talk about authority, that how it's acknowledged that right to exercise the judgment or make the decisions or to take the action. And even if the group is kind of allowing that perception of power to be displaced, it is up to that individual that has that authority to really rebalance that and adjust it to better meet the needs of the group. And so when you look at arenas for power, you look at the participants, those that are involved in that, the process and the context. And oftentimes within government, there's a lot of collaborative effort that takes place, but it's really based around more of or being legislatively driven in the decisions. And so an example was an opportunity for me to work with a collaborative group to plan a poverty symposium and really look at it over a period of a month and bringing greater awareness. We wanted to take concepts from Bridges Out of Poverty and Getting Ahead in a Just Getting by world and really bringing some experiential learning to our departments and executives and staff at all levels and really helping them to better understand. And so the one individual was tasked with the idea and brought it to the group, and so kind of self identified themselves as the level of power and bringing the resources and having the authority to make the decisions, and the decisions being driven by a higher level executive. And so me coming into the group, having 30 years of experience, being a resident for over 40 years, working in such great collaborative groups, studying in the field, and serving on many executive boards, quite a few currently in the process, and really basing it off of some of those govern way of doing business and making sure that there's certain rules and processes that have to be followed. It was very interesting to come into this setting and really be driven by a model that was due to prevent poverty, alleviate suffering, support people in transition, and create communities where everyone could live well. But it was really based off of biases and some implicit biases that were driving some of the decisions. And so how we were able to kind of bring this all together, and it really was in line with the article, was the process and the content. We were able to really go back to the where, when, and how, and why we were coming together and the purpose behind it, and really using a process design to start driving some of the decisions and the directions that in the way that we needed to go. And so it kind of helped with that, connecting the communication with the right resources, understanding what was needed, being able to communicate what was needed, really kind of seeing through the different lenses and holding each other accountable and really finding ways to use the different registries of language to get to that end result of what we were looking for. And so, much like the article, the outcomes were much more beneficial because it was across a party of all minds and not just one solo entity in making those decisions. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to next week's assignment as well. Thank you.